What was supposed to be an hour-long drafting process turned out to last an all-nighter. A sentence here, an example there, and numbers everywhere. This was an endless loop. And the clock? It kept ticking away. All night long, it kept ticking away. For I was hanging in a balance, shilly-shallying all the way, to side with which rhythm? The one outside or the one within? It seemed I knew the answer already. All I was doing throughout was to avoid facing it. Alas, the rhythms of modernity had eclipsed the ones of nature. And before I could continue probing this further, the screen flashed and I looked at the clock. I was only a few minutes away from the deadline. So I started reviewing my resume. Relatability, check. Uniqueness, check. Believability, check. Finally, the RUB framework was in place. And as soon as I pushed the submit button, sinking in my chair, I was finally at peace. The peace that comes with meeting a deadline. The peace deep enough like a sleeping lap for a sleepless soul. And the peace shallow enough for one to wake up from slumber. And I jumped out of my chair because I saw something but didn't know what it was. Strange. I rubbed my eyes to see things clearly, but it was still the same. So I rushed to the wash basin and rinsed my face thoroughly. But it was still the same. Terrified, I ran to my mom. Mumma, can you see something in my eyes? Nothing came out of it too, because it was still the same. Helpless there I was, knowing something wasn't right, but didn't know exactly what it was. So I sank in my chair, waiting for the temporary peace to return again. What if Mumma too had her resume? Out of nowhere, my subconscious popped this question up. With key skills as problem solving, empathy, client engagement, persuasion, and whatnot, accomplishments of raising 2 children worth 15 lakhs per annum in the job market of 2021, and work experience boasting of her ability to mitigate rupees 30,000 monthly expenditure for the past 30 years, potentially raising 1 crore plus in total revenue. Wow! Looks so damn perfect, yet so incomplete and misleading. Will I now value her work only because of the 7-digit number sprinkled in the resume? And how can that key accomplishment encapsulate all the 25 years of blood and sweat that went into raising kids who can think for themselves? How can that one word, client engagement, encapsulate all the attendance in the parent-teacher meetings in school, wherein she used to read English grammar books throughout the month only so that she could hold a conversation with my class teacher to conceal her deficiency in English language? After all, who knows what impact that might have had on her kids' grades in class? And how can those lowly 50% in graduation explain her deep knowledge of the use of medicinal plants in daily life, which not only saved us from multiple trips to hospitals every now and then, but also enhanced our quality of life? Maybe, if only that could be quantified, I'll start valuing her even more. The tangibles seemed to have triumphed over the intangibles. And I was at loss for how it happened. Why did it happen? And for what consequences did it happen? I looked around for answers. Trees, birds, ponds. I saw nature. I saw Mother Earth. But I also saw wood, pets, natural resources. It seemed I was born to witness the former, but trained to see the latter. It seemed as if something terribly wrong had happened over the years. For now, I don't see water as a wonder of life, but a chemical composition of H2O. For now, I don't see Mother Earth as one being, but 70% water and 30% land. Now, I don't see her as the context of my life. It's something I have to deal with. And as I kept on pursuing this train of thought, I could see clearly. In fact, very, very clearly the thing that wasn't right before. So I stood up, walked up to the mirror, looked myself in the eyes, took off my glasses, and wiped them off. For I could see, cogito ergo sum, written all over. Written all over.